Beauty, come on in. I have saved you a spot. Welcome. I invite you to drop down out of your busy brain and tap into calm with me today. This is the daily tap. So just take a moment and take a nice breath and see how you might be able to find that stress in your body and how we can move it. As I remember to silence my phone, pinging away over here. So come on in, let me know where you're tuning in from. Where are you in the world? And are you picking this up live or in the replay, down the line on YouTube, just wandering in and picking things? Let me know, because this is a timeless message. It comes to you when you need it most. And you may find, as we do the tapping, the emotional freedom technique, and recite an affirmation with the tapping that's inspired by an oracle card, you will find there may be something in the image, in the colors, and in the description. And from the guidebook, there can be a word, a sentence, a phrase. It's not always the entire thing. It'll be different for all of us, but we set an intention for the collective that we receive the message that was meant for us in this reading. So know that tapping, we're using that because for me, it is the fastest, most efficient way to de-stress. As soon as you start to tap, even just one spot, you're coming down out of that busy brain very quickly. So it turns off that fight, flight, freeze, fawn response to your stress and relaxes that nervous system. You can allow your body to heal itself and release emotional and physical pain. It helps you gain clarity, make great decisions, be creative, tap into your intuition. And as we work with divination and the oracle cards, that is exactly what we're doing. If you do this on your own, you are working directly with your inner self, your higher power. So come along with me. Today, I'm using the deck that chose us today is the Ancient Stones, Rebecca Campbell. It's interesting because I had her starseed deck last time I was here. It just seemed like this one wanted to come forward today. And I thought I'd read the message on the back of the box. She's the one that makes these boxes that are unique because she gives you different card layouts with using the box themselves. I don't do that. Okay, so ancient stones hold the sacred energy of the earth. They are a portal to reach back in time to connect with the wisdom of the ancients and our ancestors. Uncover lost wisdom with these powerful guardians and teachers and attune to their energy for healing, guidance, and protection. And what I'm hearing now from particularly the doctors of astrology are talking about how the earth is renewing itself, becoming the new earth, and we are part of that. But there are things that are coming to us now, being discovered from ancient times, beneath pyramids or beneath the Mediterranean. There will be an uprising of new islands, just the same way that Hawaii was formed. So we may see volcanoes going off under the sea. There'll be a lot of seismic activity around the world. And yes, it's hard because in order to have this change, we have to have a lot of chaos too. This is a time of revolution. We are going to see a lot of that. And there will be, of course, destruction, but incredible new things coming. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, I highly recommend on YouTube. She's on Facebook too, but her videos are all YouTube. Her name is Pam Gregory. She's in the UK. She has studied all of her life. She's an amazing, gifted intuitive, and she also brings on other people to interview and to take part. And it lately is just astounding what you can hear from her. I usually can't keep up with the actual astrology. I'm kind of don't really care if I learn that part, like what all the planets mean and what they do, but she really gives you the mythology behind it and why it's so important to watch what's going on right now. Because throughout history, throughout the world of man, and there is a record of when these planets come together like this, what happens. So it's really quite fascinating. And I digress because we're going to pick a card, right? That's why you're here. So take a breath with me. Search your body, top of your head, to the soles of your feet, and see where your stress is hanging out. And just notice it. Give it a number. Any kind of stress, discomfort, unease, constriction, tightness, aches and pains. Where does that lie in your body? Give it a number, 0 to 10. How intense does it feel? 10 at the top. And if there's emotion that comes with that, if you can tune into that as well, fear, anxiety, anger, frustration, sadness, anything there, you can kind of note that too. And as I pull the card, notice what happens in your body as you look at the image, and then as I read the description and the message from the guidebook. Okay, live the question. Curiosity, open your mind, live into it. Curiosity is one of the most greatest gifts. Open your mind. And when things might seem tough to handle, you can use a phrase that can really help you and say, wow, that's interesting, or isn't that interesting? Even if it kind of upsets you, it will change and you'll have this more curious look at it, a different perspective. And sometimes I'm extremely curious and I get myself in trouble because I will often interrupt a conversation just to ask another question because I'm curious about what's going on. But take a look at this image because it's really quite fascinating. Let me get you close to the camera. Live the question. Open your mind. What is the question? Right? Okay, let me get to it. Okay, HI. Yeah, there's no numbers. Hang on. All right, live the question. Let me read what's going on here. Show you this again. Okay. Live the question is a phrase that appears in one of my favorite books, Letters to a Young Poet by Rainier Maria Rilke. In it, the author invites the young poet not to seek the answers to life's big questions, but instead to live the questions and allow the answers to emerge over time. You know, sometimes we just want to know so much. And if we can get into it and really be curious, open our minds and let it come to us. To live the question is to fully engage with the uncertainties of life rather than simply seeking quick or easy answers. It invites us to be open to experience, to explore and reflect, and acknowledge that the journey itself can be just as valuable as any destination. In essence, it encourages a state of curiosity, wonder, and humility as we navigate the complexities of being human. When we live the question, We stop waiting for the answer and instead choose to live into it. We take baby steps and let life reveal itself to us through the living. Let's go with the flow. We enter a co-creative dance with life. We merge with the sacred rather than separating ourselves from it. We enter a world of wonder and awe instead of expecting certainty every moment of every day. The ancient stones have been here for much longer than we have, and they hold answers beyond that which we can possibly comprehend. They're whispering for us to zoom out of our short-lived experience and instead live into the questions we have in our comparably brief lifespans. For if we do this, we find that we both live into an answer and live courageously. The soul inquiry: what questions are you living into right now? This is such a great way to approach our lives and our days, to, really get into all your intentions and what you want in your life and how you would like to live your life and where you'd like to be, who you want to become, and let go of the outcome, because we are co-creating with spirit. We are co-creating with life around us. So we just walk into it and we live it. It is a beautiful way to be. And if the more curiosity and wonder you can have, the more peaceful and beautiful your life will be. I promise you that is something that can take some practice, but just take a moment, be aware of what you're saying to yourself, what you're watching on television or YouTube, along with me, and of course on your phone and the scrolling that we do and the rabbit holes we go down. Become aware of it, step back a bit and look at the big picture. That's so beautiful. Okay, let's do some tapping. Are you ready? So remember, you want to tap where I tap, say what I say, and see how you feel. Feel into your body again and breathe. And just notice what happens. And let's do some tapping. All right, eyebrow. I'm willing to be curious. Side of the eye. To open my mind. Under the eye. To live into the question. Under the nose. To fully engage. Chin. With uncertainties of life. Collarbones. And I'm open to experience life. Underarm. To explore and reflect. Top of the head. And acknowledge the journey itself. Eyebrow. Can be just as valuable, side of the eye, as any destination. Under eye. I am willing to step into the state, under nose, of curiosity, chin, wonder, collarbones, and humility. And stay in the collarbones as I navigate all the complexities of being human. And I co-create life with spirit. And in the third eye, the forehead. So it is. Amen. So ask, what is the question? What question are you living into right now? Allow yourself some space. And remember, the more frequent you tap, every day, as often as you can, the more it can transform your life. I promise you, if you haven't read my first book yet, it's behind me all the time. That's The Woo Woo Way. Unblock your chakras and transform your life. It can show you how to practice because there's tons of it in there. But I have written it so it's easy for you to understand that energy system within your body and the control that it has over everything within your body and your thoughts, everything. And so I wrote it as if you are doing a walkthrough of a house, like you're renovating a house. And so you're inspecting the internal house of you as you walk through. So that foundation is the root chakra, the first chakra. The basement is the sacral, the second chakra, and so on, all the way up through. And I've just used that analogy throughout so you can see how and when you put aside all your beautiful dreams, desires, wants, and needs, and buried them right with all the negative stuff you really don't want to look at. And all the ways that our energy can get stuck. And it's such a beautiful way to use tapping to bring it up through, to have this empowerment energy coming up, all the way up through to the heart, and then the manifestation energy coming down from source through the crown to the heart, that engine that mixes it all together. And in each chapter is one of my life stories where I show you by a story how that chakra can get blocked, how you can get stuck. So there are wonderful, funny ones from my childhood. There's some heartbreak and some angst, but it's a really cool way to help you get through and see it for yourself. And also with it, after the lessons, there is another story, but it's actually kind of like a case study with my clients, and I have put them in witness protection. So you can still learn the lesson and their privacy is saved. At the back of the book is a playbook because I don't like work and homework. So it's a home play exercise for each chapter, all in a playbook. So there's lots of tapping, but also other things that I have put in there because tapping is just part of it. There's a lot more. And I wanted to give you that little bit of a commercial so you know that you have a source already. And I'm writing my second one. I'm just in the truly kind of in the beginning of it. And it's a memoir / self-help with showing you a little bit more about the shadow side and how that hangs out around the chakras as well. So I'm really excited about that too. And there's more coming, as I always promise you. And I know this is longer than I normally do. I like to keep it at 10, no more than 15. And I see that we're at 18 and a half. So on this beautiful Free Flow Friday, give yourself permission to tap. Even without words, it works. And you can tap through all the points or just one. I love the collarbone points, hand on heart, tap away. If you want to familiarize yourself with tapping or refresh yourself, head to sandyevenson.com, download the freebie, little mini videos on, what is tapping, how to tap, and tapping for anxiety. You can substitute the words for any emotion that's there. So before we leave, how do you feel now? I know I've been rattling on, so I may have ramped up your energy again, but how do you feel? Are you more relaxed? Take a breath. Check in again with your body. How do you feel? You can keep tapping now, or later on today, this evening, tap some more before bed. If you're on that other side of the world, some of my friends over there in Australia and elsewhere, tapping in the morning. Just know that I love you. You are loved. I see your beauty and I